Mr. Williams, are you able to show video? All right, Norma, could you let Mr. Williams know that he is not on video?
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
I'm going to remove him, then bring him back.
Yeah, it's okay.
And counsel, have you had a chance to review the violation report with your client to see the numbers that she's given to them? Because the numbers that are in the violation report, they say these are not good numbers. All right. All right, so just tell him to zoom in, and we didn't hear him. He didn't respond. So are you going back to Japan at all anytime soon? Yeah. Okay. All right, Mr. Williams, are you there? Mr. Williams.
Yes, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? I
Let
don't
me
know.
see.
I don't know what's going on here.
It looks like we're going to be texting.
Hello?
All right. They need to give them equipment that works, Norma. All right,
Hello?
Norma, do you have his phone number? Let him know that the attorney is going to call him today. No, it's not, but here you go. All right, so what's going to end up happening is your attorney and you are going to step outside in the hallway. You're going to call your pretrial services officer today. If you do not make contact with them today, what's going to end up happening is we're not going to be having this conversation. A warrant's going to end up being issued for your arrest. Do you understand? All right, could I see that back, please? So I'm going to order that she reports today. No, just let him know that Miss Barra is to report to him today. And if he needs contact information for her, the attorney, they can step to the side and give him all the contact information. All right, make sure that you report today. Otherwise, what's going to end up happening is a warrant is probably going to be issued for your arrest. Do you understand? All right. And then Mr. Ambrosino, your client, could I see the file on that one, please? I'm sorry, the violation report. If she can come down. Mr. Leon, I need you to unmute and start your video.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Deputy Laura, the volume is not on this. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Are you able to hear us?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Miss Leon, this is Ashley Medina,
Yes.
and we're here because she has positive UAs.
Yep. So on March 7th, we received orders from Century that she was positive for benzos and THC. I just saw the results that she tested on Friday. She's also positive again. This time for amphetamines, marijuana, and benzos.
All right. So, marijuana, the last time I checked, there's no false positive for marijuana.
No.
So,
She did have some prescriptions that she brought in.
all right. Does she have prescription for marijuana?
She does not. But
Okay.
for the other prescriptions, I think they would explain the positive results on that. She indicates that she did advise her officer that she is on some prescriptions. With respect to the marijuana, she said that she's been sharing a car with individuals who smoke marijuana.
No, unless people are unless they are hot boxing in that vehicle.
The thing that I had mentioned to Mr. Martino is that I do the vape pens
Well, you need to stop doing the vape pens.
well, these are nicotine. And I think that I might have accidentally grabbed one of theirs.
No. No,
Because that's the only reason I can think of. I haven't partaken in it and I've been just.
no, there's none of this. I'm accidentally grabbing people's vape pen. I'm not accepting it as an excuse. Do you understand? So the question for you is whether or not you want to have your case heard while you're in custody.
I'm not sure what that means.
What that means is that I would issue a warrant for your arrest. And the only way you would be getting drugs would be if you're making them at the jail or someone's bringing them in at the jail.
No.
So we keep getting violations reports for you using drugs.
Well, I can assure you from this point forward, you won't be getting any.
No, that's what you said the last time, because let me just tell you why I know you said that to me the last time, because this is not the first time you're before me. And I always give people a chance to make corrections. So,
Well, the first time I wasn't even able to speak to anybody about anything.
that's why we're here, because you're speaking about these tests that keep coming up positive. Miss Leon,
Yes.
what does she need?
It's probably substance abuse treatment. You can recommend that.
All right. And do you all do the UA hotline?
No, we don't.
Well, can we do testing weekly then?
Yeah, she's already testing weekly with us already.
All right. And what is your child's grandmother's name?
Janie Medina?
I'm sorry,
Janie Medina?
Janie Medina. And what's your child's name?
Serafina Santiago?
And that's the only child you have?
Yes, ma'am. My first born passed away.
All right. I'm sorry to hear that. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to continue with drug alcohol testing weekly with ETG, Scram, and I'm going to want substance abuse treatment. Are you all able to pay for that, Miss Leon, or no?
I believe so. I'll have to talk to my supervisor, but I know it is a program that we offer.
All right, then we'll waive fees. I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And I'm going to order that Well, when I say no unsupervised contact with minors, that means her child as well. Has Child Protective Services ever been involved in your life?
Yeah, I had closed the case when I got incarcerated.
All right, so did they study Miss Janie Medina to see if that was an appropriate placement?
She was with her while I was incarcerated, yeah.
All right, so Serafina
Yes.
Santiago is to reside with Janie Medina.
We all live together.
All right, so that means that you just, if you meet some new guy who it seems like the sun and the moon and the stars shine in his eyes, they are supposed to, your child and you are to remain with Janie Medina. And actually, I have no jurisdiction over Serafina Santiago. So I'm just going to say that Ashley Medina is to reside with Janie Medina. So you're not allowed to reside anywhere else. Do you understand? Is there anything else she needs?
Ms. Boyd, Judge Boyd, I just talked to my supervisor and she says that the only one that is that fees can be waived is lifetime recovery.
All right, then we'll do lifetime recovery.
Okay.
And if she fails to do any of this or she tests positive, please send the violation report back to me as soon as possible.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else you need?
No,
Do not come back here for this. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
I just asked the officer, I guess, maintain a list of her prescriptions if she does test positive.
Sure. Oh, no, according to the violation report, none of her prescriptions would give the false positive according to the report that I've received from pretrial services. So they have her prescriptions.
And I'm just out of curiosity, since it says that I tested positive twice already, if it comes out again, because I know marijuana stays in the system longer.
Well, marijuana shouldn't be staying in your system longer if you're just driving around with people.
happened Already, I think she said twice. If it happens again and it's clear, it's coming out of my system, is it still gonna count against me?
Yes. It is, because you shouldn't have been using anyway.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else? All right, thank you.
May I excuse, Judge?
Yes, thank you so much for zooming in. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm looking at this one, and this is all, yes.
All right, here's this. Thank you. Narcisco Ramos. Norma, can you have William Solis zoom in? All right, Mr. Ramos, you need to go to these to the behavioral health orientation class. Do you understand? No excuses.
Zoom thing. From like 5 times and he said that around to report. He told me that the Zoom thing was having a problem. So he
Okay.
scheduled it for today,
You're scheduled today. What time?
by 11 o'clock.
All right. So, and then the other thing, they're saying that you're testing positive for meth.
It's not-
You need to stop using drugs.
it's just not- and not even the thing. I forgot to, I haven't taken the new medication. They had me on narcos and methadone and I got hooked on that and I set them off, right? I stopped taking the medication, the I had. And I started taking new medication, and I took it out early till 2, so I don't know if it's causing the reflex, but well, you know what I do? I just stop taking everything.
No. Here's the thing. You need to clear that with your doctor, okay?
Yeah, because I mean, my back is really bad now. I mean,
Nope. Here's the thing. You need to take care of that with your doctor and do not use your back as an excuse not to be clean and sober. So everyone, you're talking too loud. So time out. This is what you're going to do. One, you're going to talk to your doctor. When you talk to your doctor, because I've done treatment courts before, you need to let them know that if you need pain medication, you need one that's a non-narcotic. They do have that for people who are in treatment. I'm going to order lifetime recovery. I'm going to ask that the fees are waived. And then what we're going to do is get you out of here so you can report to your behavioral orientation class, okay? So I'm going to ask that the fees are waived. There's going to be lifetime recovery substance abuse. That's a very good program, okay?
I'm trying to stay out of trouble.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that'll be with them, waive fees. Is there anything else you need from the court?
Bear with me, I'll get everything, figured out here.
All right, you need to make sure you get it done, all right? All right, good luck to you. Thank you. You're welcome. Monique Alvarado. Monique Alvarado.
She's got it here, Your Honor.
Thank you. Jocelyn Ontiveros. Alvoid Todd. Charles Wanless. Bobby Rivera. All right, that is it for. I don't have a file for Gomez. When I say, what is he here for? Yeah, I don't have the violation report. Yeah, you can check. It's not there. You think it's in the file?
Yes.
You did. Thank you, Martha. You're so awesome. Recently indicted. All right, Mr. Gomez. Rolando Gomez.
I think just this out with you. She's a bug.
Hello.
The bug.
Good morning. All right, so what we're going to do, your attorney's not here. We're going to try to bring you back to see what's going to happen with your case. You understand? All right. So we're going to try to bring you back one day this week. All right? Okay, thank you so much. Have a great day. He can go back.
Back, right, Your Honor?
Yes. Jocelyn Ontiveros.
Miss Laura, Miss Laura, can I sit?
Just a moment. All right, she needs to go into custody. All right, she's going into custody. We're starting at 10. And then Judge Nahara can hear that. Yeah, we can hold her for Nahara. Alvoy Todd. And Deputy Laura, can you see if all the jurors are here? Because if they're here, we're going to start at 10. Thank you. Charles Wanless. Bobby Rivera.
Okay. Let me double check. To make sure that that's it. I don't know why.
Norma. Rolando Gomez. Let's set this for, see when the attorney is available. And we'll set this for, is there a day available this week we can get this set, or? All right, next week, what day? All right, so recall this back on the 19th. All right, thank you.
She's the first sheriff. Not CTD. No. Anyone's in charge of equipment. Oh, I like this.
Why do I have the files on?
No, we don't have files. We don't have files for today.
Norma? Oh,
What do you mean on the document?
I see. Jason Montez. Jason Montez.
I don't know if she's on the document, so she's pre-indicted. Yeah, she's pre-indicted. I don't have the pre-indictment files. They do not, I mean, she did throw it up, not knowing she didn't have to, and she had a warrant.
So. How can I find out what the last one?
I can contact Victoria Fernandez, she's our intaker.
Listen, how do I find out why it's on? You could ask them. Do you have any idea why? Apparently, since she's not on the docket.
Yesenia Cardenas. Yesenia Cardenas. Just one moment. Yes, what do you wish to approach on?
It's about Miss Wilkerson. Apparently she has a judge's warrant for failure to report.
No, they're making it for me.
Thank you.
Yes.
She's. She was in an abusive situation with her father, so.
No, if you can step back, counsel, she never reported. So that's where we are. So what she needs to do is it needs to be set. She never reported. There's nothing I can do when people never report. No, I mean, if you want to take it, if she's remanded without bond, if there's a judge's warrant issued, then there needs to be a hearing. So are you prepared to do a hearing today? All right, then we'll do it when we have a break from trial, because we're starting trial at 10.
So.
And Deputy, could you take her to the back, please, and hold her?
Inside trial. So we wouldn't have to do something on do all that. Nothing else. Yeah. I find very hard not to. Still something. I'm stealing.
Morning, Dutch. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. It's Thursday's Eve.
There you go.
Before Friday's Eve.
Yeah. Oh, now you're getting wow. Not Thursday's Eve.
Other than this one.
She said she's in custody.
It's probably still out, because I didn't take it or put it anywhere.
She set on the docket for next week. Okay. You can ask for a bond.
Are we still missing one?
Okay.
But you'll be doing it.
All right, thank you.
Probably. She's, they're all so busy with this. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You know, you guys maybe look more organized. How about that? These prosecutors, well, their notes. Yeah, I'll tell you. I mean,
Thanks.
yeah, of course.
Thanks.
Maybe,
That was actually the more organized.
maybe it's, no, I don't know.
Digital.
Now, this thing is probably got.
Oh, it's right here. It was in the notepad.
Yeah, this charger. One that charger.
Is it the same charger?
Yeah, it'll plug in.
48%.
Yeah.
I'm only using it for fun.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm gonna put my in my first.
There's one over there, Brittany.
And the end.
Like right here on the corner of the desk. Oh, okay. I was like, oh. That's what you're talking about. Like, what do you need me to do? What do you need me to do? And y'all both like nothing. And I'm like, okay.
Whatever. On Friday.
Well, I guess that hurt.
She had on them.
Big Ivy Grove.
Yeah, I went to actually.
Our fear.
Find out the room. Maybe there's a more judge could make.
Oh, yeah. You've mentioned.
You can find that out.
It is, and she's.
But maybe she does.
I know that myself. It doesn't have to be. I really don't. But,
All right, state if you have your witness here, please.
Good news is,
where's Hurtado?
we haven't been on TV.
He was in the officer waiting room.
Truly.
All the way down the hall.
Okay. But not us. Thank God.
Oh, we're ready for him. Yes.
My daughter's on TV.
All right, just one moment. They're bringing him out.
This is my notepad right here. It wasn't not in there. There was somebody. Maybe it was Marissa. It was probably Marissa's. Yeah, it's some within the reason. Oh, yeah, that's Marissa's.
Thank you very much. So,
All right, and where is Lorraine?
Not sure at this moment, Judge. Maybe running a little late. I'll give her a call.
Okay.
Did you want? You don't need this. No, you can run it. Yeah, those are like, I don't. Okay. And then you said this is fine. I'll take that as one. Yeah, I think the next time. I would, but yeah. Were you? Oh, okay. Oh, here it is. Yay. All right, I got help in here. I need all of it. Did you finally get all the any stuff you needed? The stuff that I need in the office, did you get everything you needed?
no, not you.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now, they said they wrote the report. Based on police reports. They never included my. Included in ours. They never included the 78 pages of trauma doctor. And then report all which.
All right, state, where's your witness?
Getting him judged. He was walking down the hall.
Okay.
Okay.
And we're trying to get Kane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good
Good luck with that, yeah. Yeah, no, he's not the most accessible person. As in, he's not accessible.
What?
As in, he's not accessible.
Was here in San Antonio?
No, he's down in Noyes County now.
I know that, when he is here.
He was, I don't know, I actually never met him.
Never had him.
No. I never met him.
All right, court is calling 2022 CR 4248A, State of Texas versus Jose Angel Ruiz. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Mitchell, Marissa Giovenco, and Ali Jackson.
Defense?
Teresa Connolly, Renee Munoz, and Lorraine Efron.
All right. Both parties ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, could you bring the jurors in?
Yes. All right, for the jury.
And everyone, please be seated. State, call your next witness.
State called Raul Hurtado.
Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so that members of the jury and the court reporter can hear. State your name for the record.
Raul Hurtado.
All right, state.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Mr. Hurtado.
Good morning.
Can you please briefly introduce yourself to the jury?
Yes, my name's Raul Hurtado. I've been with the SAPD Crime Scene Unit for 14 years. I'm a veteran. I graduated from Texas A&M Kingsville, and I've been on, like you said, I've been on a department for 14 years, over 14 years.
The entire 14 years with SAPD, have you been in the crime scene unit?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
What are your duties as a crime scene officer?
Crime scene investigator, we document crime scenes, document and process crime scenes.
And what sort of things do you do to document and process crime?
3D, Leica or 3D scan, photography, video, sketch.
And what shift do you currently work?
I work the morning shift from 6 to 4.
How long
10
have you
hours
been
shift.
on that?
I've been on this shift probably around 5 years, 6 years.
Were you working that shift back in February of 2022?
Yes, I was.
And were you assigned to a case involving a Jose Ruiz?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
And did you go to any crime scene involving this case?
Yes, went to an apartment location.
Do you recall the address of this apartment?
It was on Vance Jackson, somewhere on that shift.
When you're going to crime scenes, do you make reports?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
And with looking at did you make a report in this case?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And we're referring to your report, help you refresh your memory.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Showing you what's been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit number 73. If you want to go ahead and flip through this or look through this. Does this appear to be your report?
This is my report.
And
Yes,
is it
ma'am.
a complete report?
It is?
So I ask that you look at this to refresh your memory, but just please don't read directly from it.
Yes, ma'am.
So you said it was on Vance Jackson, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that in Bear County?
Yes, ma'am.
Who did this house or apartment belong to?
When I got to the scene, the lead CSI, Joe Rodriguez, he briefed me on it, and he just gave me incident details, saying that it was a possible crime scene.
How many CSIs were at the scene when you got there?
One, and then we had 2 assists, including myself.
Is it normal to have multiple CSIs working a scene?
This was a pretty large scene from the initial report. So it more than likely we do at least 3 or 4 on a case this big.
What's the purpose of having multiple CSIs on the
Just
case?
make sure that we're thorough, and then we have multiple tasks. So so we won't get bogged down, one of us, with a whole bunch of duties. We can prioritize and concentrate on each duty. So that's why they assign multiple.
You mentioned when you were talking about the duties of a CSI, one of them is videography, correct?
That's correct, ma'am.
And explain that to the jury.
Well, basically, it's just another form of documentation, and we either scan the scene, we photograph it, and we videotape it at times. But a case like this, where there's a death of a person, we're gonna videotape it.
And are these videotapes silent or do they have audio?
We plug them out, so, yes.
You can just see
So they're
everything.
yes, just for visual.
All right, excuse me. If you all can make sure one person talks at a time, so wait till the question is finished to answer because it makes it difficult for the court reporter to take down two people talking at once.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, and I'll kind of stop us both if we start doing that again, okay? Was there a video taken of this crime scene?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
I'm showing you it's been marked as State's Exhibit number 65. Do you recognize this?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And what is on this?
The video of the crime scene.
Okay, and is it a full and complete copy of the crime scene video?
Uh,
Or
yes,
that
it
you viewed, yeah.
is, but I didn't, we mentioned before, I did not take the video.
But you did view it?
Yes. I
And
did.
you were present at this crime scene?
Yes, ma'am.
And is this a fair and accurate representation of what the crime scene looked like when you were there?
Yes, ma'am.
And how do you know that you've seen this video?
Well, I've seen it and I initialed it, and then I put my badge number and date.
This time I offer State's Exhibit number 65 into evidence.
No objection.
State's exhibit, State's Exhibit number 65 is admitted without objection.
Permission to publish, Your Honor?
Granted.
Playing the first video. So it's a short video. What does that first video show?
Just showing overall the exterior location.
So as this plays, you can see that there's already evidence markers. Do you CSIs do that or does someone else do that?
We do that.
What was your duty or your assignment that day while you were at the apartment?
After getting with the other CSIs, I was tasked with collecting the evidence.
So everything that's marked.
Yes, ma'am. And that was a joint evidentiary search, all of us included.
What was the state of the apartment as you guys walked through it and searched?
Well, there was a lot of personal effects left, a lot of trash. Obviously, somebody had vacated the premises.
What are some of the things that are standing out to you as you're going through and watching this video again?
Just possible evidentiary items, DNA, cleansers and cleaners and liner gloves and things as such.
Can you kind of just talk the jury as we're watching, what objects are you guys zooming in on? So would this number 8 be?
Well, number 8 would be a used Band-Aid.
And then this would be number 9, correct?
That's correct.
And what are you observing there?
Clothing and pouch panties.
And then here at number 10.
Liners, glove liners.
Have we already seen several pairs of gloves on this video so far?
Yes, throughout the apartment.
Commentary by the prosecutor, Your Honor.
All right, that will be sustained. State, you'll need to ask questions.
Yes, Judge. And then what's here at number 11?
The sock and the Band-Aid.
And what is being zoomed in on right now?
Thumbtacks.
And what about here at number 12?
Looks like a 7.62 long gun.
I'm sorry, it's Mr. Hurtado, I couldn't hear you, so.
Yes, ma'am. It looks like a 7.62 long gun ammo.
And then here at number 13?
Some type of case, some type of I'm not too sure what you call it.
What's here at number 14?
A receipt.
And at 15?
Another sock.
What's here at number 20, or 28 rather?
Yeah, it was some type of stain that was checked for apparent blood.
And number 17.
More hair strands.
Number 27, what is that?
27 was the sandals.
And what are you seeing at number 21?
21 was looked like it was a soiled puppy pad.
And at number 18?
The sock.
Then at 19?
Matted hair.
Number 20?
Also matted hair.
Number 22, we seem to be zooming in. What's on marked here?
Some type of substance.
And what's here at number 23?
I believe it was a upper garment,
Like a top.
like a top, yes.
And then number 24?
Thumb pad.
And what's here at number 25, if you know?
Yes, it looked like the package for a bandage. Or partial, a partial.
Officer Hurtado, how many clumps of hair were collected from the crime scene?
I would have to refer to my
Yeah, if
report.
you want to refer and refresh your memory.
I counted 6.
And how many thumbtacks were collected from this crime scene?
Yeah, multiple.
Your Honor, may I approach? Showing you photos that have been marked as State's Exhibits 42 through 64, and then 66 through 72. I apologize, I had a disc in the middle of them. Can you please flip through these? And do you recognize what's in these photographs?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And what's in these photographs?
The crime scene.
The same crime scene that we just viewed the videotape of.
That's correct.
And are these photos a fair and accurate depiction of how the crime scene looked that day?
They are.
Your Honor, at this time, we would offer State Exhibits 42 through 64 and 66 through 72.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, States Exhibit 42 through 64 and 66 through 72 are admitted without objection.
Thank you, Judge. Overall, how many items of evidence were collected from that crime scene?
I'll refer to my report.
Yes.
Looks like 38 items of evidence.
So how do you, when you collect these items of evidence, how are they labeled?
In chronological order.
And who does the labeling? We'll kind of talk the jury through how you collect and label and preserve the evidence.
The actual marking of the items of evidence was done joint with all the CSIs. If somebody spots something that's evidentiary, they bring it to my attention, which I'm gonna be the person collecting it. So it was a joint effort, and we do it chronologically.
And so we saw the numbers, 1, 2, when you collect and label them, does that reflect what they're labeled as?
That's correct.
Let's talk specifically. This is showing what's been marked and admitted as State's Exhibit number 43. What item of evidence is depicted in State's Exhibit 43?
So there was multiple items of evidence and they were all entangled. So it was a clump of hair, a thumbtack. In between, basically a light that was wrapped around those items.
And this would be collected by you, correct?
Yes, I collected them all together.
When you label and collect evidence, what do you do with the evidence afterwards?
Once the report is done and everything is verified chronologically, then everything's packaged, marked, and then we put a barcode on it.
That barcode unique to this case?
Yes, it is.
And what's done after you've collected and labeled and barcoded the evidence?
Everything is turned into the property room.
Were you the one who turned everything into the property room in this case?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Did you bring any item of evidence with you?
Yes,
Which item of evidence did you bring with you?
I brought E5, which is the one we're looking at right now.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
So is this what you were referring to? You brought,
Yes, ma'am.
and how do you know this is the same E5 that you collected?
Well, I know because that's my handwriting and we turn it around and those are my initials and my batch number.
And is there a case number on this?
There is.
What's that case number?
Case number is 22026527 SAPD.
And does that match the case number assigned to this case?
It does.
Do you have scissors, Diana? You can go ahead. Okay. And let's.
Really small.
Okay, if you just want to cut it open and then just look inside, please, without
Yes.
without dumping anything out. But it's you look inside. Is that the E5 that you collected?
It is.
And is it in the same substantial condition as when you collected it?
It is.
Your Honor, I would like to mark this as State's Exhibit number 74 and offer into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
State's Exhibit 74 is admitted without objection.
I'm sorry, was that 74, Your Honor?
Yes.
And how do you make sure when you log everything into evidence that it's secure and nobody can just get to it?
Well, first of all, I'm the one securing the packages and then those packages are taken straight to the property room. So nobody has access to those packages after I drop them off in the property room.
And who brought the State's Exhibit 74 today?
I did.
I'm going to pass the witness.
Defense?
Good morning, Mr. Hurtado.
Good
My
morning.
name is Teresa Connolly, and I have no questions. Thank you.
All right, is this witness excused or subject to recall?
Excused from the state.
Excuse from defense.
All right, the rule has been invoked. What that means is you cannot discuss your testimony with anyone. You cannot watch anything regarding this case. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you may step down, but please leave the exhibit with the court reporter. And everyone, just give us about 2 minutes while they exchange things, because there are certain things the court reporter needs to do. Yes, you can come up. Just have a seat. All right, Donna, you ready? State, call your next witness.
State call Sergeant Christopher Lloyd.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so that members of the jury and the court reporter can hear. If you'll state your name for the record.
My name is Christopher Lloyd.
All right, state.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Sergeant.
Good morning.
Can you please briefly introduce yourself to the jury?
As I said, I'm Christopher Lloyd. I've been with the San Antonio Police Department for approximately 11 years. I've been assigned to the homicide unit for approximately 3 years now.
What kind of training and schooling did you have to become an officer with SAPD?
Prior to joining the department, I went through the approximately 9-month academy classes. Inside those classes, we learned the different aspects of law application within policing in the communities. While in the homicide unit, I also attended classes for arrest, search, and seizure, and other technical classes for reviewing evidence.
How long have you been a sergeant?
I promoted to sergeant in November of 23.
Before that, what was your assignment and rank?
Prior to 23, I promoted to detective in November of 2021 or 20, I believe. And then I was brought over to the homicide unit pretty quickly. And inside the homicide unit, I worked in the aggravated assaults detail for approximately a year. And then I moved over to the murder detail in January of 22.
What kind of duties do you have as a detective with SAPD in the homicide unit specifically?
As a detective in the homicide unit, I would be assigned cases where I would investigate miscellaneous assaults ranging from a person slapping themselves or slapping somebody all the way up to somebody getting killed.
At some point, did you become involved in a case involving Jose Ruiz?
Yes, ma'am. I was
How-
requested to assist Detective Size with an interview.
So just requested to do an interview, correct?
That's correct.
Was it your case or someone else's case primarily?
This case was assigned to Detective Size.
And what was the sole extent of your duties and involvement in this case?
I was requested to interview the defendant.
Jose Ruiz, correct?
That is correct.
Do you see him in the courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please point him out and identify an article of clothing he's wearing?
He's in the blue jacket on the right-hand side.
Let the record reflect the witness has identified the defendant. When did you become involved? Was it that day or later?
I believe it was that day. I was requested to interview the defendant at headquarters.
What day was that?
I believe it was February 27th.
Did you write a report as part of your involvement in this case?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And would looking at that help refresh your memory and give testimony?
Yes, ma'am, it would.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Showing you what's been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit number 75. We want to just flip through that. Is this your report?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
And is this a full and complete copy of your report?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, I would ask that you just refer to it to refresh your memory, but please don't read from it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So looking at your report, what was the day that you went to interview Mr. Ruiz
It was actually February 7th, 2022.
of 2022? Where was this interview conducted?
This interview was conducted at SAPD headquarters in the interview rooms.
What was the demeanor of the defendant when you spoke to him?
He was pretty calm throughout the interview.
And was this interview recorded?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
How is it recorded? Like, how do you explain the setup of the room to the jury?
So the rooms have multiple recording devices that are activated prior to a person being brought in them. They're tagged with case numbers so that they're easily identifiable later on, and they run through the continuation of the interview process.
So the whole saving and tagging of the number, is that an automated thing, or do you have to go back and do that?
It's generally when you do start the room, you'll set up the tagging with the correct case number and CFSs, but you can go back and correct them if there's additional cases that are related later on.
And is on the day of the interview, was the recording equipment in working condition?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
And was everything saved correctly?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
I'm showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 76. Do you recognize this?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Is this the audio recording of your interview with the defendant?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
And how do you know that that is the audio recording?
Because I previously listened to it and I also initialed it with my initials, my badge, and then a date.
Okay. And with the exception of agreed redactions, is this a full and complete copy of your interview?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Your Honor, at this time, we'd offer State's Exhibit number 76 of evidence.
Maybe we can flip.
Yes. Granted.
I'm gonna fast forward a few seconds. Oh, wait, make sure my audio's on.
I think about the weight. I will the cup spot. If you, I'm can be one in those situations. So after I read the situation, I don't know what's going on. I can't remember your name. What's the Ruiz?
I'm gonna pause here at 48. Who are the two voices we hear speaking right now?
The primary voice you hear is mine, and the secondary voice is the defendant.
Thank you.
Does the one have like a Bexar Street or something? I don't have any areas in mind. What's your gentleman name? What's a good home address for you? 4615 Pencil, 4615. N, like pencil, and then RD, that's Salem, Georgia. Where's that at? Right down the northeast side, right behind your stadium off of $1,000. That's 78233. Yes, sir. That cool. You have a job right now? Yeah. Do you have a cell phone? 210. Well, I don't have one phone. Yeah, but you'll get it back though, right? Yeah. What was the number you used the last time? 612 1169. 1169? Yeah. How long you had that phone? A minute. How old are you right now? 25. Okay, what's your date of birth? 09/27/1996. 9/27/1996. And you know your deal by chance? Is that a 9 or a 10? 09/27. What? Your deal, driver's license? One. You don't have? I do, but I would. You know your social? 635 54 26. Are you married or not? No? Are you dating somebody? I was dating Katrina. Is it Kay? Yes. What's her last name? How old is she? 23. How long have you been together? A year. One year. No, not a year. No, less than a year. Married relative, if we're trying to find you and 210-689-7132. Ruiz. It's a tongue twister. That's mother. Where she was at, that address at San Luis. And for us to okay. All right, so I'm gonna read through this and then I'll see what. According to rights, your substance, or you ask any questions, because my duty as a police officer to advise you your rights and warn you of conflicts of women's rights. You have the right to remain silent. You do not make any statement, oral or written, to anyone. Any statement that you make will be used as evidence against you for a law or trial. You may have your own right. You have a right to have a lawyer present to advise you before doing any questions by police officers or attorneys representing the state. You may have your own lawyer present, or if you're unable to employ a lawyer, the court will appoint a lawyer for free of charge now or any other time. If you decide to talk with anyone, you can, and you can stop talking to them at any time you want. You no risk to your rights. Any stages of proceedings. So what's going on? Okay, let's start from the very beginning. Absolutely. Now, 2 years ago, I guess that was the last time I really spent time with shoes in my phone. Seeing the kids, good. Walking, talking, eating, everything was good, right? And I don't know, lighting on fire or whatever, and she tell me I'm in the middle of moving from apartment to apartment, because I just went to the apartment down there. Where are you moving from? 11-550 next. 1530 Jackson. Where are you moving to? I already moved there and didn't currently yet. I know that it's Park Green Town. Park Green Town? No, I'm just moved in yesterday night, so I was telling the officers. Is it upstairs? It's upstairs now. Oh, okay. Oh, I see, yeah. Okay, so, and then, okay, and, I don't know. We get in spite, so I take off to go get the U-Haul, and, What else? I don't know, but I'm out of the street for like a good 2 hours. And I come back home, the thing is on, living on, all her shit's on. I'm like, well, she goes to Jeanette's house. When I met her, she's the one that lives right next to me in the same apartment. In Park Town. She goes over there and, I don't know, she stayed over there for 2 days, I guess. And she was telling me everything fine. And then today comes, and even Jeanette, and whenever talking, she says, yeah, she was fine last night. Mercedes, she was fine. The little girl, she was fine last night. She was eating. Only thing she was complaining about was her mouth. Like, it was hurt. Like, it couldn't go. All I remember. Well, I left to go get something to eat from my little brothers, from the brothers out the line, and the friend calls me, and she tells me, I need you to come right now. And I'm like, what's going on? She's like, it's Mercedes. And I'm like, what? Like, you gotta explain to me what? She's like, she's having like struggling breathing or whatever. So I get out of line, I'm gonna get my food, get out of line and take off. Go down the street from where I'm at, and I pull up to Jeanette's house, and I see Mercedes like, sitting on the couch like this, and like struggling to breathe for them. And whenever she asked, she told me come, and I said it's okay. Maybe she just needs to eat, you know, because she thinks she's just being real fatigued. I was like, maybe she just needs to eat, just feed her. And I guess she fed her soup, applesauce, and a down, you know what, and a down cup, like the little yogurt thing. And I don't know, she fed her, and then she calls me. That's when she calls me. I need you to come. I need you to come. I'm like, all right, I'm coming. And I get there, and she's all like woozy, like can't pick up her arms or anything. I'm like, what the fuck, what happened? She said that she hit her head on the toilet or something. She went to the restroom and she heard a loud thud. Mercedes went to the restroom, and that's when Katrina heard a loud thud. And Katrina went to go check on her, whatever. And after that, that's when she said she was all like woozy and stuff. Like she couldn't pick up her arms. I was thinking, when I got there, I was thinking, like, maybe she needs CPR, some oxygen. So I started CPR and giving her oxygen, and she came in, and she started breathing. And I'm like, okay. And then Jeanette gets home, and she stays there. She's just like breathing. It's like, just laying there breathing, you know? And Jeanette comes home, and she's like, I want Jeanette to see this. So we go to my apartment. My apartment is literally like her Jeanette's right here, we go right here. We go over there, whatever, and we thinking we got it, like it's under control, because she starts to breathe regular. And
Was she talking?
yeah. She at first she was like like that, and then when we got to my apartment, I threw over my shoulders because I thought maybe she just be burping like a baby. So I threw over my shoulders, started burping, like air coming out. I'm like, what the fuck? And I keep going. And then she comes up like that. And she's conscious, like she's talking to us. She's like, she's telling us what hurts. Like if we ask her, do you want us to stop patting your back? She says yes. So we stopped patting her back, and she goes, you want us to? Her feet were getting cold and her hands were getting cold. So every time we touched her hand or something, she would like make that noise. And so we put a blanket over her or whatever, and just let her chill. She was fine. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, her eyes started rolling back, and I'm like, what? And she's like, food is coming out of her mouth. You see the noodles coming out of her mouth, and she's laying on my bed. And so I put her on her side, and everything's coming out of her mouth. And then her eyes are rolling back, so I turn around to give her air, like on her back. I give her air, and I start little compressions or whatever, and she starts choking, I guess. I'm not sure from what. Maybe I wasn't doing the CPR right. I don't know how to do CPR, but I don't need it to help, you know? And I don't know. don't know what happened. She just started, the food started coming out her mouth. I gave her, CPR or whatever, and she just had her eyes rolled back. And I was looking at her, and I was Mercedes, and she was getting unresponsive. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I don't go on the ground, put her on the ground, and I'm CPR, and her digging her, like one of them, and nothing. And I told them, we need to take her to the hospital. We need to go to the hospital ASAP. And she said, okay. She was freaking out. She didn't say okay just like that. She was freaking out. I gotta get my phone because she got to that net house. She's going to go grab her phone real quick. Putting my face in the car, get should go. On a follow. But Jeanette was supposed to take it to us. She's like, carrying on with kids and oxygen. And we're on the way to the hospital. She called her dad. She's like, Dad, I don't know what to do. Dad, I don't know what to do. She ran out to call her dad. Yeah, she called her dad. She's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And dad tells her, take her to the hospital. Down all the way over there. But wherever we're like, I don't know, south side, I guess.
Why would you guys go to the south side and live on the north side?
That's mine. I asked her.
Who was driving?
I was driving, but I didn't know this.
So
I was driving.
you did CPR 2 different times.
No, more than 2 different times.
So why didn't you call the police or
Because she was fine. She came up 2 times. Yes, I understand.
I mean, if you're doing CPR on somebody, EMS needs to be being called in that second.
Yes, sir. Honestly, I have no experience in that, and I don't know. You know, I thought she was fine. Honestly, and I thought it doesn't help.
So when you first tried CPR, you were at Jeanette's house?
Yeah. And then that's when she came. She was good.
So how long between the first time and then the last time you tried CPR before you guys left to the hospital?
Like 25 minutes.
25 minutes?
And she was good. She like her eyes were rolled back, and then they came to normal. And she was looking around, talking, and everything.
So let's back up your timeline so I can understand. You started fighting. You and Katrina had a fight. You said
Like 3 days ago.
3 days ago. Today is Monday.
Yeah.
So Friday?
Yeah, about Friday.
So Friday
night, Friday.
So you decided you were gonna leave the house, right?
Yeah. No.
So Friday, what do you do Friday?
Friday we get some big argument or whatever, and then she's fine. No go to sleep, and then the next day, that's when Saturday. That's when I go get my UPS truck, my U-Haul, whatever the fuck it is. I'm moving. I come back home. She's gone.
So you didn't see her. Did you see?
I didn't see her for 2 days. That's all I know.
You
I
didn't
didn't see her for 2 days, and then I get a call from her. I need you to come.
When did you go back?
I need you to come.
When did you go back? Today.
This
So
morning.
today is Monday.
Yeah.
So you didn't see her at all on Sunday?
No.
You didn't see her, did you see her at all Saturday?
No, Saturday. No.
What was the fight about on Saturday that caused this, you guys, to you to
I
go
was
into
just,
your
I
home?
was just, no, we were moving.
All together?
We were moving, and like, I was moving out, cause my lease was up, and I was moving out my apartment.
From Van Jackson?
Yes, and she just didn't, I don't know what the deal was. We always get into little fights, but we always make up.
You didn't know what it was about?
She said she was tired of staying in the house. And I was like, all right, well, she told me, I'm gonna go get breakfast with Jeanette. All right, that's cool, go. Just don't, if you didn't have a key to my apartment.
Van Jackson.
Yeah, Van Jackson. I told her, wait till I get back. And then you can leave. I don't care if you leave. Go ahead. And then when I get back, I have a lock on my window to where you can't pick it up. The lock's gone. The top lock on my door is locked.
On Van Jackson?
Yeah, on Van Jackson. And I'm knocking, hoping she answers the door, thinking she's gonna answer, and nothing. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I go look at my window and I realize the knock's off. And I open it and nobody's in the house. Open the door, everything's gone. All her shit, all the kids' shit, everything's gone. I'm like, all right, if you left, fine. Everything was fine, literally. Everybody was fine. The two little girls, her, literally, we just separated ways.
Okay, so that's Saturday and Sunday. Then what happened today to bring you guys back together?
She called me saying, come, I need you, I need you.
And you hadn't seen her, you
No, I
hadn't
hadn't
heard
seen
from
her.
her since Saturday morning.
Yeah. Or whichever one of those things.
So you guys have a fight Friday to Saturday at some point, and then she moves her stuff out and she's gone.
Yeah.
And then Sunday.
I don't see her, I don't see the kids, nothing. And then that day comes.
Monday.
Yeah. Monday.
So Monday, and then what drive-through were you at?
Bill Miller's on Crown Battle.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, right there by the HEB.
Bill Miller's on Paramount. So you hadn't heard from her, and all of a sudden she just called you.
Yeah, she called and said, I need you.
What time did she call you?
2, maybe before 3.
So 2
Maybe before 3.
to 3 p.m. She calls you. So it's still daylight.
Yeah, it's still daylight.
Football games are still
Maybe,
going on.
you know what? I don't know. I'm not sure.
So did you move out of Vance Jackson on your own, and you moved into?
I moved to my little, on my own, and I moved into downtown.
Okay. So she calls you.
Mm-hmm.
You rush over to Jeanette's.
Yes.
Jeanette's next to your new house.
Yes.
Our new town.
Apartment, yes.
So you go straight to Jeanette's.
Yes.
How long have you known Jeanette?
I don't know Jeanette like that. I just went because of Katrina was there. I know Jeanette because of my friend, Sweat. That's his girlfriend.
Okay.
You know, so that's how we met, and that's how they haven't even been friends that long.
Yeah.
Like maybe no more than 2 weeks since Katrina's birthday. That's when they met.
Is Katrina using drugs? So you get the call, 2 or 3. You go straight to. How did you know where Jeanette lives? Just
Because I've been over there with Josue. He would always take me over there. And the reason why I have that apartment was because of Josue and Jeanette.
oh, okay.
Who's Josue?
And is that Jeanette's boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
What's Jeanette's name? Is it
Jeanette? I wouldn't know her.
J-A-N-E.
J-A-N-N-E. Oh, J-A-N-E-T-T-E.
You know her last name at all?
No, I wouldn't.
Is she black or Hispanic?
Oh, Hispanic. They spoke to her. So I was going to.
How old is she?
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Birthday?
Maybe 25.
25-ish. And she's got a boyfriend.
I swear.
Can you spell that?
JosuE.
And you know
He's
his last name?
25. No, I don't know his last name.
So they're together. So when you get to Jeanette's house, what did you see? What was going on?
She was laying down on the side like that.
Who was laying down?
She was laying on the couch. She was laying on the couch. And she was like, help her. And,
Anything look wrong with her?
she was just having trouble breathing. Like, 'cause she told me she was feeding her all that food. And I was like, I put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, maybe, because they're all like liquid foods.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, maybe it went down the wrong pipe. And that's what's making her have trouble fighting. Because I know water goes in your lungs. I know that's a situation. You know, so I thought about it like that, and I'm like, okay. So I go give her compression or whatever. And then Jeanette shows up, take her to the crib, take her to my house. And she's good. She's good. She was talking to us, telling me where it hurts, where it doesn't.
So you all moved Mercedes from Jeanette's
Yeah, I'm not even a couple feet long.
to your house.
Yeah. But then she was fine. You know, we made her breathe right. That's why I didn't call nobody. Because I thought she was going to be fine.
And that's probably, what time do you think that is? Give or take? If you said that you got the call between 2 and 3.
Yeah,
I'll give it, we'll say 3.
like, it took me like maybe 15 minutes to get there.
Mhm.
And then,
Now, did you do that right away?
no, I didn't do it right away. I went there, was laying down, I missed her a little bit, of feeling on her, and felt her pulse where she was, and she was just feeling breathing slow. That's when I hit the confession.
Has Mercedes ever done this before?
Yes, actually, she has.
Yeah.
She had a situation where she held her breath, like,
Mhm.
and that's what I thought she was doing, so I was gonna go give her air, and nothing. She was good though, she was good. That was good when I hit the compression, and then she was good. She was laying on my bed when we got to my house. She was laying on my bed, and she was all good. She was all good, and then her eyes they started rolling back. And that's when I hit the compression, and I gave her air. And when I gave her air, it shot up, like the food shot up out her mouth, and like as quick as I could, put her head to the side. I know you're swallowing your throat, the thing. And we kept running that little process for a little bit, and then she was good. And then she finally laid there. She didn't want her, she didn't want her to go to sleep. So she just lays there, and then that's when she just started, her eyes started rolling back for the last time, and then the shit was coming out of her mouth.
Do you have any kids of your own?
No.
I heard Mercedes has
Those
injuries.
are both her daughters. And that's why
What's her daughter's name?
Mercedes and Jordan.
How old is Mercedes, give or take?
5, I believe. And the other one is 6, Jordan.
Jordan's 6?
Yes.
And do you think they're kind of pretty similar to each other, like as far as mentality and? I
No,
know.
not mentality. No, both of them are very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. One was like more advanced than the other.
Is Jordan more advanced?
Yeah.
She's older, it makes more sense. Throughout your relationship with Jeanette, what kind of mom you describe? I'm sorry, Katrina. How would you
She was a good mom. She was a good mom. Nobody's perfect.
Sure. No.
But I never saw nothing that was to the extreme. Punishment. Yeah.
What's a normal punishment from her?
Like a normal punishment, she'll go in the corner, just about to get her ass open on her ass. She'll eat sandwiches.
Yeah. Does she ever enlist your assistance in discipline?
No.
Because it's allowed by penal code. You're allowed to give whoever you want the authority to discipline. And you would never help her at all in discipline?
I would help her because she would run like away from her bully meetings or her whoopings like on her hand. So yeah, I would help her and hold her arms and her legs down.
How often do you think she would need discipline? Either one of them, I guess.
Not too often, but
say once a week.
Well, one was better than the other.
Which one was
Mercedes was better than the other.
Better?
Better. The other one was Jordan was good.
How would Jordan be good?
She would just do what needed to be told.
Yeah.
She wouldn't how to say, rebel, I guess.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I got a 6 and a 7-year-old. My second born child just runs that house. Like
that's usually the way it is though. The first one's good, second one's always good.
Yeah, the youngest one, she is a hellion and a half. Like, God help me. God help the world when she gets to be 18. Like, she's just gonna
run still.
Yeah. I know what you mean, but the younger one can be a handful. So what would Mercedes do?
She would just be loud and told her to stop crying. Like she would cry over anything. She ate a sandwich. She got in the corner and she wouldn't cry like just a little. She not even cry, just make a little noise.
Yeah.
What kids do. She would just that, and then she would eat herself. Like standing, just peeing herself.
Yeah.
And she just wouldn't listen. She would wake up, do whatever she wanted to do. Or then wake up, fix her bed,
Yeah. Jordan sounds like a good kid. Mercedes, it just doesn't quite get it, so.
She was.
Yeah. Mm. So. Ruiz, you get to Jeanette's house. Katrina says, is Jeanette there too?
She's not there when I'm put up, but if he gets there, Jeanette, he's at work, I believe. She was at work.
Okay, so it's just Katrina
Yes.
and the two girls?
Yeah.
Was there anybody else in the house?
No.
No? So you get there, Katrina, Jordan, Mercedes. What's Jordan doing?
She's just standing there watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's just, are you okay, sister? Are you okay? Just trying to help.
So you have Mercedes and Jordan and Katrina, you pull up. Mercedes is on the couch. Looks like she's having problems breathing. You give her a little bit of compressions.
Yeah.
You think she starts acting normal?
Yeah, she started like, when I seen her, this is how I knew something was wrong. Her eyes were looking back. When I gave her the chest compression, her eyes came normal, started looking around, and she was speaking. That's how I knew we're good, we're good. We don't. I didn't want to go to the hospital, but it didn't need to.
Yeah.
But now we should.
Yeah.
We really should. And I'm always like.
What's Jordan gonna say?
I don't even know.
You don't know?
We didn't even tell her.
Kind of rip her apart. Might get it like this.
I know.
This.
I know. We just didn't want her. We took her out the room. And we didn't want to see her giving compression, giving her air. So she sat in the living.
At Jeanette's house?
No, at my house.
Sure.
Yeah. Jeanette's house, they were sitting in the living room watching. And that when she was fine, she came. I don't know if I'm not. You look fine. I don't know how that shit works. And I definitely don't.
There's more. Jose. I think there's more to this.
That's exactly what happened.
That's it.
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened.
What's Katrina gonna say about today?
And that's what.
Yeah.
That's exactly what.
What's Jordan gonna say?
Same thing.
At the end of the day, Mercedes is dead. My job ultimately is to figure out what happened to Mercedes and see.
I'm really telling you. And I know a lot of people lie to you or whatever, but that's exactly what happened. There's no need, the officer, no need to lie, no need to lie.
Here's the thing, Jose. If I find one piece of evidence that says you and Katrina were together over the last 2 days,
That's fine. Go for it. Go for it. You're not. I promise you're not. Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
I'm not saying
You kind of are, and I understand, but I'm not.
I just feel like there's a little bit more.
There's nothing.
There is. Let's get it out there.
There's nothing.
So
more. There's 2 days. There's 3 days. I didn't see her. She calls me. Hey, I need your help. I need your help.
Did you guys talk at all over those 2 days?
Yeah, we had a little conversation, but that was about it. Talking about I need money to go get a room, yada yada. That's it.
Is that in text messages?
No, on the phone and maybe text messages.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was just telling me I need fucking money to get a room. She didn't want to stay with me.
She wanted your money. She wouldn't stay with you, but she wanted your money. Do that. Women just want the damn money.
That's what I thought too. Yeah, yes.
You think Katrina's capable of overdoing, I'm not saying her overdoing the discipline or
What do you mean by that?
overdoing it?
Like
Maybe.
overdoing
Maybe.
it? I've personally never seen her overdo it,
Mhm.
but
Maybe this
she
year.
didn't stay with me like that. She stayed with her father and her godparents. They were her godparents.
Yeah.
And then she would just come over from time to time.
Yeah.
And that's why this is like,
Would Katrina ever put her hands on Mercedes' throat or
understand
or force things in her mouth?
I've never
Like
seen
the
that.
food when she's tired.
See, I asked her too. I was like, did you fucking force it? Like, I got mad at her. When I see her, I was like, how the fuck did you feed her? Did you force it down her throat? Well, no. I just fed her. Are you sure, dude? Because I know that if something gets in your fucking lungs, it's bad. You know?
Yeah.
And you have to go to the hospital for that. I know. And she's like, no, I didn't do that yet. All right. So I just did what I thought was right, thought what was helping. And look where the fuck I'm at.
The interview end after that?
What's that, ma'am?
Does the interview end after that?
Yes, ma'am.
What was was this the night that Mercedes died?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was his demeanor when you first began the interview?
During the initial part of the interview, he was pretty calm, and then he had more emotions towards the end.
Who were you talking about when he became emotional?
We were talking about Mercedes.
Were you talking specifically about telling Jordan about Mercedes?
Yes, ma'am.
What was his attitude towards Jordan versus his attitude towards
Your Honor, I
Mercedes?
object. The jury has had the opportunity to see the video, and there's no need for him to rehash it in direct examination by the state.
All right, that'll be overruled.
You can go ahead and answer that.
He described Mercedes as being the battered child during the interview, and Jordan being the better child.
At any point, did he have anything negative to say about Katrina as a mother?
Your Honor, again, I would object. It's irrelevant. It's cumulative and duplicative of what's already been shown to the jury.
All right, with your objection to cumulative, that will be sustained.
What was his body language during the interview?
Your Honor, again, the jury's had the benefit of the video.
They have not seen him on the video.
Well, that's right.
All right, are you withdrawing your objection?
I will withdraw that.
All right, you may answer.
If you can recall.
I recall, but it's tough to describe. He was pretty open facing me throughout the interview, going back and forth with the questioning. So he was engaged in it to a degree, but it just seems like there was pieces missing throughout the interview.
During your time as a detective and now a sergeant in homicide, how many people would you say that you've interviewed in cases like this or involving the death of a child?
With
Your Honor, I would object to relevance.
All right, that'll be overruled. You can answer.
with children, with just children, I'd say probably less than 30 interviews.
And including adults.
And if you expand into adults, probably closer to 200 interviews.
And in your training and experience, did you feel that you were getting the full story here?
No,
Your
ma'am.
Honor, object to opinion.
Sustained.
May the jury be instructed to disregard that response, Your Honor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you just to disregard the last answer.
I'm going to go ahead and pass the witness, Your Honor.
Defense.
How many people did you speak to before going into that room for this questioning?
I was contacted by Detective Size and Sergeant Diaz in regards to the investigation, and they advised I would be speaking with the defendant.
And in doing that, he gave you details of what he was, where he was going on this case, correct?
He advised of what the circumstances were and asked me to conduct an interview.
Okay. And how many people at the station so you spoke to them by phone or in person?
By phone, ma'am.
Okay, so where were they when you were speaking to them?
I'm not sure where they were at. We were coming from different parts of the city. Anytime there's a call out in the middle of the night, we're coming from our respective locations, our houses. And this was approximately, according to my report, 11:30 at night. So I was coming from home. So it would have been on the phone.
Okay, so when you spoke to Size, so he was actively engaged in the investigation already?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it fair to say, and you would agree with me, that Size had some idea of the direction of this case already?
I'm going to object to speculation and lack of personal knowledge.
That'll be overruled if you know.
I'm not sure where he was going at it at the time.
He gave you information about the case, correct?
Yes, ma'am. He said we have a deceased child and we need to find out what led up, the circumstances leading up to the child's passing.
Okay. Without speaking to what he said, just I'm asking you, how many other people, when was Katrina brought to the station?
I'm not sure when Katrina was brought in.
Okay. Did you participate in the questioning of Katrina?
I did not.
And were you at the hospital at all on this case?
No, ma'am, not to my recollection.
Did you respond to any crime scene on this case?
No, ma'am, I did not.
So the entirety of your involvement is at this interview?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I pass a witness at this time.
State,
No further questions, Your
is
Honor.
this witness excused or subject for recall?
Excused from the state.
Excused, Your Honor.
All right, the rule that's been invoked, what that means is you cannot discuss your testimony with anyone. You're not allowed to watch anything regarding this case. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Please leave any exhibits with the court reporter. And do y'all have the audio? No, the audio and the photos.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna use, yeah.
State, call your next witness.
State calls Detective Lawrence Size, and just judge for housekeeping, this is gonna be a longer witness.
Oh, we're gonna.
Just letting you know.
Christie. Yes.
Can we have a break now, please?
All right. Do any of the jurors, do you all need a break? You all need a break?
Restroom, Your Honor. Sorry.
Okay. All right, we're gonna take a short break and we'll be back at 11:45. All right, remember my previous instructions. You're not allowed to view anything, not to start deliberating internally or with each other. You're not allowed to do any investigation. Everything that you need to know about this case is to come from inside the courtroom. All right, everyone, please rise for the jurors.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
I'll give you a special bonus after the. Thank you, sir. I have the sound off, but it still comes on.
But how's he actually?
Yes, and I just thought, it was off in the middle, I don't know, in the middle of Jason Gahan closing on a murder trial.
Judge, real quick before we bring them in, has have Dr. Cannon actually been served a subpoena already?
This one, sir.
Okay, 'cause that was not my understanding.
Pursuant to the instructions on there.
Okay, I'm just asking because I was told that he was
Wait,
not.
wait, what do you mean pursuant to the instructions on their
The
voicemail?
instructions on the voicemail, we called to see if he had to be subpoenaed in person or by email, and they instructed to handle by email. And we've had no contact, no response in one way or the other.
All right, so here's the thing, whether he's been served by the defense or not, state, if you were not intending on calling him, he should not have been on your witness list. So, you all are officers of the court, somebody needs to pick up the phone and call him. And defense, if he can only testify by Zoom, would you be okay with him testifying by Zoom? Because he is out of Bexar County, which is what I'm being told.
Thank you.
So would you have any objection to that?
No objection to Zoom at all under the
Okay, so let him
circumstances.
know that he is going to have to testify if the defense intends on calling him. And that he can be present by Zoom, but he will be testifying if the defense wants to call him, and he needs to be ready to testify. And if people don't want the defense to look at your witness list and take your witness list as these are people who are coming, then their name shouldn't be on the witness list. I mean, that's how it was when we were practicing. When I was practicing, it was the defense can adopt your subpoenas and adopt who is on your witness list. All right, let's bring the jurors in.
All right, for the jury.
I thought you had to ask questions.
All right, everyone, please be seated. State, call your next witness.
State calls Detective Lawrence Size.
Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand and state your name for the record. Be sure to keep your voice up so that members of the jury and the court reporter can hear.
My name is Lawrence, Lawrence, Size, Saiz.
Thank you, Detective. Can you tell me where are you currently employed?
I'm employed by the city of San Antonio with the police department.
San Antonio Police Department?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been a San Antonio police officer?
29 years.
Are you a licensed peace officer?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you describe your career throughout the 29 years with SAPD?
I started with the police department, of course, going through training with the police academy, served on patrol for several years before I promoted to detective in 2008. I've been a detective for the past 16 years. Was assigned to property crimes, robbery, before I was assigned to the homicide unit in 2013. I've been there just over 10 years.
In your 10 years on the homicide unit, how many child death cases have you handled approximately?
I would say in the range of 30.
And does that number go up when you add adult homicides?
Yes, ma'am.
How, as a homicide detective, how do you get assigned a case?
We work on a rotation. So we have a team of X number of detectives, and we rotate. When we climb the ladder on the rotation board, then we're up at the top. That's when it's our turn to catch a case. We're on call 24 hours until we do catch that case. When we're on call, and a case comes in, we're notified by a supervisor of where it's at, basic details about it, and we respond to that scene.
Okay. And so that's no matter what time of day it is, you have to go out
the second you get a new homicide case.
Yes,
And did you get assigned a case on February 7th of 2022?
yes, ma'am.
And when you got assigned that case, what did you do first?
The first thing I did was called one of the detectives that was at the scene, one of the night detectives, Detective Nelson, Chad Nelson. He explained to me,
Without saying what he told you, what did you do next?
I just made sure that I had some good information about what was going on and then responded directly to the scene.
Okay. And what did you expect to be responding to?
A bad case, a bad situation,
Specifically?
a deceased child,
Okay. At this point, do you know how old that child is?
5 years old.
Okay. And where did you go?
It was a hospital on the south side. I can't remember the name of it at the time, and I believe it's been shut down since.
Okay. Did you do a report in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you do a report in every case?
Yes.
Would seeing a copy of your report help refresh your memory over the course of your testimony?
Yes.
No objection.
I'm not admitting it, just showing for purposes of recollection. May I approach Judge? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Showing you what I've marked at States Exhibit 78. Is this a copy of your report?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and it is fairly long. So is it all 37 pages of your report?
Yes.
Okay. If you'll take a minute and refresh your memory, and then I think my question was, where specifically did you go?
Look at the beginning here. May take me a little time. Sorry.
That's okay. We can move on. Do you know the general location of where the hospital was?
I was on the south side, just south of Military
Okay.
Drive.
Okay, and when you got there, what did you do first?
First thing I did was contact Detective Nelson and the handling officers,
Okay,
just to get all the information, people's names, that kind of stuff.
okay. And what did you do next?
After that, I was directed and escorted to a room where Mercedes was.
Okay. Who all was with you when you walked into the room with where Mercedes was?
It was myself, Detective Nelson, and some of the nursing staff.
Tell me, describe this. Describe walking into this room. What do you see first?
What I see is Mercedes laying on her back on an exam table.
Is she covered?
No.
May I approach, Judge?
Yes.
I did this out of order. I'm going to show you some photos that were previously admitted into evidence. It states Exhibit 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 27, 28, 29, 33, 34, 35 through 30. Actually, I'm sorry, 35, 37, and 38. Just take a look at those. And is this the condition you set Mercedes in?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm going to put them on the screen and go over these with you. Okay. Starting with State's Exhibit 8. So, no, not that way. Oh, there we go. Can you describe what you're seeing here?
This is Mercedes, a headshot of Mercedes.
Okay, and does she have injuries on her face?
Yes.
Can you describe what kind of injuries you see or what kind of markings you see in State's Exhibit 9?
Scrapes and bruises and the hair loss.
State's Exhibit 10. Maybe 10 and 12.
Those are photographs of her head that show that she's missing large amounts of hair.
And specifically in State's Exhibit 12, is there an additional injury besides hair loss?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 13.
Another photograph that's showing her head and face and her upper body.
14. What do you see here?
More bruising and injuries.
State's Exhibit 17.
Where she's turned on her side, so you can see the backside and that there are just more injuries on the back. They're like the front.
Go to State's Exhibit 19.
Another photograph of her backside.
In your opinion, of the 30 plus child deaths that you've worked, did she have an extensive amount of injuries in your opinion?
Yes.
Okay, this is State's Exhibit 20. What are we looking at here?
More bruising and scrapes.
What part of her body is that?
This would be her right side, arm and back.
State's Exhibit 21.
I believe is a photograph of her legs.
There we go. Okay. Her legs, and I think we see another part of her body. What else do we see in this photo?
Her right hand.
State's Exhibit 23.
Another photograph of her backside, exposing her buttocks area.
And 24.
Another photograph of her right side that shows the bruising on her upper thigh, buttocks area.
In State's Exhibit 27, is there anything unique about the bruises on her legs here?
This caught my attention where it looked like a pattern mark.
Why does that catch your attention?
To me, that that indicates that something was used on her, a belt or some type of item that would leave a mark,
Okay.
a distinct mark.
State's Exhibit 28.
The photograph of the back sides of her legs with the bruising and injuries.
State's 29.
Her left forearm and hand, wrist area with
And
more
then-
bruising.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was it not focused?
It was.
Oh. State's 34.
Photograph of her right hand with the extensive bruising and swelling.
State's 33.
It's a photograph of her left foot with the injuries to her toes.
Okay. And what about the bottom of her foot? Did anything catch your attention there?
It did. It appeared like there were small puncture wounds in the bottom of her feet.
Okay, and then State's Exhibit 37.
Photograph of her right foot with the toes. Where you see the scrapes and cuts and bruising.
Okay, and last 38.
The photograph of her left foot with the similar injuries and with some missing toenails.
After seeing the condition of Mercedes' body, did your case take a different direction?
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, at that point, there was no mystery what happened to her, and that the people involved with what happened to her were there.
Okay. At this point, did you have people that you wanted to talk to and concerns for causing those injuries?
I did.
Who were those people?
Katrina Mendoza, Mercedes' mother, and Jose Ruiz, Katrina's boyfriend.
Who else did you talk to while at the hospital?
While at the hospital, it was officers and staff. We did request Child Protective Services, and they sent 2 special investigators to the scene or to the hospital.
Why did you request Child Protective Services?
Any child case, we're required to notify them, and because of the severity of this and it being a child death, we needed them to come out. I also had knowledge that Mercedes' older sister, Jordan, was there, and we had to make sure she was protected.
And I know you've already testified that Mercedes was 5 years old. Do you know how old Jordan was?
She was 6 at the time.
So what did you do after leaving the hospital?
Well, I did a few more things at the hospital.
Oh, I apologize. What did you do next?
One of the things I did is I wanted to make sure that Jordan was okay. So I did ask the medical staff to check her, examine her, make sure she wasn't injured.
Okay, was she okay?
She was okay. And I also notified the medical examiner's office to make sure they were aware of Mercedes' death, and just to coordinate and let them know that I wanted to be advised of the autopsy when it was going to happen so I could be there.
Okay. And then is that all you did at the hospital?
Yes.
Okay. What did you do after leaving the hospital?
After leaving the hospital, I had instructed or asked officers to transport Katrina and Jose to our office, the homicide office, so I could interview them, question them.
Okay. Is that where you went next?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have at this point in your investigation any indication of where the possible crime scene would have been?
I did not. I knew she was transported to the hospital in a vehicle, so that was one crime scene. And then I was told that Detective Lander from the night detectives got a search warrant for an apartment at 13013 Park Crossing.
Do you know whose apartment that was?
I was told that was Jose's.
Okay. When you got back to headquarters, what did you do first?
The first thing I did was I spoke to Katrina.
Okay. Without telling me what Katrina says, what was her demeanor during this interview?
She was cooperative. She was talking to me, giving me a lot of information. But the feeling I got was that she was in the, I need to take care of myself here because I'm caught. This is, a bad situation. And how do you explain what we saw with Mercedes?
Okay. And then after talking to Katrina, what did you do next?
I talked to Jose.
Okay. Is that, well, what was Jose's demeanor during the interview?
He was, of course, something we always see is they try to divert to other people, minimize their involvement in whatever situation.
Sorry, sir, I can't understand. Can you go speak a little slowly, more slowly?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
His demeanor was something we typically see where they try to divert their, to someone else or try to make us look at someone else more closely. In this case, he was trying to push everything toward Katrina. And quite frankly, he came off as very arrogant.
When you interview anyone at headquarters, are those videos recorded?
Yes, ma'am.
Are they, how is that done?
We have a in our interview rooms, each one is set up with a video and audio recording system.
Okay, and do you have to start those?
We do.
And did you do so while interviewing Jose?
Yes.
And was the video equipment working correctly that day?
Yes.
May I approach, Judge?
Yes.
I'm showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 77. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
Okay, and how do you recognize it?
It's marked with my initials, badge number, and a date that I reviewed it.
Okay, did you review it prior to coming here
Yes.
to court? Okay, is this a true and accurate audio of the interview you did with Jose Ruiz?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm sorry, was this done on February 7th of 2022?
It was.
No objection, Your Honor. All right, which exhibit number?
77, Judge.
All right, are you offering 77?
I am.
No objection, Your Honor. I spoke early. All right, 77 is admitted without objection.
May I publish to the jury?
Yes.
I'm gonna fast forward a little before he comes in the room.
Besides,
Starting the video at 1:09.
okay, I'll say, this is the first time we've met, I'm Detective Sides. Okay? Yeah, we'll check whether, whatever, cool in here. So, so I was notified and, you know, about Mercedes, so I'm the lead investigator, kind of figure out what happened. Okay, I know you already talked to Detective Lloyd a little bit, I asked him to come in and talk to you. Just to kind of get an idea of where we're at, right? Appreciate you talking to him. You guys still talking to me? Yeah. Okay. So I want to get a little more depth with you, okay? First I want to get to know you. Okay, because like I said, it's the first time we've met. You lived in Central your whole life? Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay, so you're born and raised in Central, got a lot of family here? It's not too. You very close with it? My brother's there. Your brother? Yeah, my brother's there. What's your brother's name? Okay. Yeah, okay. Y'all pretty tight, pretty close? Yeah. Okay. What about mom and dad? My dad's in prison. My mom, yeah, we got my mom in prison. What's dad in prison? I don't know his charge, but I know he was in there. Sure, raping a little girl with his friends. How old was the little girl? She was like 15. Oh, really? When did that happen? Before I was born. Before you were born? Yeah, when my mom was pregnant. Oh, wow. How old are you now? I'm 25. 25. I ain't seen him since. So you never visited him or anything? Okay, mama told you what he was in jail for? Okay. What was mom like? Mom? Yeah, you know, on and off, you said? Yeah, this is really how I know. When you were younger, was she pretty rough? Was she... no, but I had a stepdad that was stepdad was? What was he like? He was like This is, disabled. They would pump yanks and everything to beat our ass. Oh, really? So you were abused when you were younger? How bad? Did you ever have to go to the hospital for it? What would he do to you? He just hit us, whoop us, killing knees, heats. Get you on your knees, make you hold weights, like as a punishment. I mean, I hate to draw up bad stuff with you, but it's just to kind of get to know you and what you've been through. How often would you have to go through that? Every day thing. Every day thing. My mom would be at work. Were you a good kid? I wasn't the greatest, yeah. I mean, did you feel like you deserved that? Obviously not, right? Yeah, I would say no. We have to serve it out. Right, right. No kid does, right? How long have you been in this law? He never was a baby. Oh, really? So he was around the whole time? Until I was in 15. A lot of people go through that stuff. I mean, I had abusive situations too. Not a lot on me, but a lot on my siblings. Yeah, my siblings got it too, but I was. Sometimes, you know, it's weird, but sometimes when there's that kind of abuse going on, typically the abuser targets one, and they think it's the bad one, and they do that. You know, not the good ones. And I think I was the good one. I didn't really get it like my siblings, which they didn't deserve it either. They were bad, but they got targeted, you know. I'm sorry to hear that. Everybody got a passion. Yeah, yeah. So, how long have you been with Katrina? No more than a year? Okay. You've been at a strip club, just hanging out there, or was she working there? She's young too, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was 22, 23. Yeah. So you met her, y'all start dating? Okay. Tell me about your relationship with her. It was good. It was good. You know, nothing too bad, but I just didn't want to do it. Then when she lies, she cheats, takes other dudes. I text other girls too, but I just text one. Well, it's kind of the risk you take when you date a stripper, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Okay, so you know, but y'all are still dating, so it's kind of endured a little bit of that. Yeah, just a little bit. Well, the past time, I've been trying to break up because I don't want to do it. Like, I didn't want to be in a relationship with her. Tired of lying, tired of my money was missing sometimes, and I didn't know who it been. You know, I didn't know if my sister took it, she took it, my brother took it. I don't know. But I was tired of having not be able to trust her, you know? And then when everything, I got told the other day, like 3 days ago, I just moved into my apartment. I just moved in last night. But the night, was it last night? Yeah, it was last night. And, what is it called? She went with Jeanette. We're gonna get to that. Yeah. Okay, let's not jump too far. Yeah. I want to still kind of understand your relationship with her. Okay. So y'all been dating about a year. At what point did y'all live together? Well, we weren't living together. She would just come because she lives with her parents. Okay. And I would just want to go. She'll stay with me for a couple of days and all that. You know, that's what I am like. Yeah, she's young. She didn't want to stay there with me. So I was like, man, we'll do whatever you want to do. You want to leave? Go do what you're doing and come back. I'm good. Okay. You know? Okay, so she kind of come and go, a couple days at a time or whatever. Where were you living at that time? I was living at Bench Jackson. Bench Jackson. How long did you live there? 6 months. Okay, for a full week? Yeah. Okay. What was the address? 11530. 530, Jackson. So what department? 812. 842. Okay. All right, so y'all are there, or you're living there, I'm sorry. She comes there, she occasionally, she bring her daughters.
She would bring Jordan, because Mercedes would, she couldn't handle her. And she would just leave her there with that, which means her godparents. And then she finally saw them.
Not when she started
About and a half of the 6 months at least.
Okay.
So, 2 months at least.
February now, around back in October, November. Okay. Okay, so about midway through your lease, she starts bringing in Mercedes and Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay.
First, she was just been Jordan managing the streets.
Okay. How often would you see the girls? Pretty often?
No, not that. If anything, maybe like 2 times a week. That's how much they was sitting. If she brought them.
Okay. At any point, did she ask you to take care of the girls? So she could get to take care of something or?
She would let me ride around on Mercedes and like just go. Yeah.
She let Mercedes go with you?
Yeah, she would let
Okay.
go.
Jordan, too?
Yeah.
Just to get them out? And
Just around.
Just driving?
Yeah, because she needed to get out of the house. Or she needed a time alone. Go down.
Okay. So you had no problem doing that?
Yeah. They could go.
You can be honest.
Yeah,
You can be honest.
Mercedes was bad. That's why she didn't bring. Jordan was good. But Mercedes just, I don't know. She just didn't listen to Katrina. She didn't think Katrina was her mom because of the way Katrina raised her. She raised her and left her there. She was on the street and everything. She left her there with her godparents, and her godparents has a daughter, and the daughter is like, to put all this shit on Mercedes' ear, they don't love you, we love you, you come to us. All this nonsense. And that will feed into Mercedes' head. And she would just rebel, I guess, because she thought that really wasn't her mom. And she would just be bad.
What would she do?
She would, like I told the other day, she would piss herself. And we'll have a long conversation. She was like pissing herself. She would start crying, like not crying, but whining. Give her a sandwich. Like if she don't punish me, give her something to eat, it's a sandwich. And she would start crying with lettuce, cheese, tomato. I don't like lettuce, I don't like cheese, I don't like ham. Okay, so that's what you're gonna eat. And yeah, and she would just be loud. We tell her go take a shower. We tell her go sit down. Sit there. She couldn't sit down. She would just move around, go to the kitchen, get some drink, do whatever she wanted. No, she wouldn't be bad, but she was bad.
So she just had no discipline?
No discipline, yes, there you go. No discipline. None. And when she did get disciplined, oh, it was bloody murder. It was bloody murder. She hated it.
What kind of discipline would she get?
She would get on her knees. She would get on her knees, not rage or anything, but she would get on her knees in the corner and stay there. And then she would just get ass whoopings on her ass. And then,
with what?
With her hands.
With the hands?
And sometimes the belt, and then I would notice the belt wraps around her. And when that's out, so she
You would see this happen?
Yeah, when she would be whooping her. And I would stop her.
You would stop her? What would you say?
I was just chill out. Just use that. Just like.
Okay. Tell me all about that discipline, what you saw happen with the Mercedes.
Oh, that's all I would see. Like I told her, I really would see her discipline. just the timeout, the sandwiches and that's what we do. And that's it. And the needs.
So you moved to your apartment yesterday?
I believe yesterday night, I was in the middle of moving all days.
Okay, so when you guys get to the hospital with Mercedes, you moved in the apartment the night before?
When we got to the hospital, Mercedes.
Yeah, when you got to the hospital with Mercedes.
This night, right? Yeah. Now,
During the,
yes,
night
before?
yeah,
Yes.
while we're here.
Yes.
So the night before that is when you moved into your apartment?
Yes.
And where's that at?
The Park Green Townhouse.
Okay. You don't know the address?
Oh, no, that's how, right now, I don't even know my apartment number.
Okay.
Yeah.
You live there with
my
your brothers?
No.
Did they live with you at Van Jackson?
No.
No? Just in this one? Okay.
So before they live with mom.
They live with your mom?
Yeah,
Okay.
Little brother, and then they wanted to get on my mom, so.
How old are your brothers?
Oh, one's like 23, 24, and one's 18.
Okay, so they're grown.
They're grown.
So before you moved into this new apartment, when was the last time you saw
3 days.
Shane and the girls?
2 days ago.
3 days before that?
Yeah, what I was telling him was.
3 days before you moved into the new apartment?
3 days before everything happened.
Okay.
This is what happened. What's today? Not counting today, today. Last night, what's last night?
Monday?
Monday? Monday, Friday, we got in a little argument overnight, right? Saturday, I tell her, she tells me, hey, I wanna leave, I wanna get out of the house, I'm gonna go eat with Jeanette. I'm like, okay, but please, she doesn't have a key to the apartment. She don't make it. So please, don't leave. Don't leave, because nobody's there, all my shit's inside, you have no way to. And we just start arguing. I'm leaving. You'll see, you'll find a way to lock your door and all this shit. I'm like, all right. I take off, I go get my U-Haul, and I go get something to eat, and then I come back. When I come back, I'm knocking on the door, nobody's on it. I go look at my window, and there's a lock on it. So, look on the side for it to stop coming up. That was gone. And I put something together, she went out the window locking the door. Fuck, all right. So I go inside and lock my door, whatever, everything's on. Not everything, but all her shit's on. All her shit's on. Her stuff. Yeah, her stuff. Jordan, Mercedes, everything. Whatever she brought, gone. I'm like, all right, she left. Okay, cool, fine, good. Then I'm moving all day with my brothers, my little brothers. And then we finally move in. Everything's good, I'm not talking to her, I'm texting her, but that's it. And there's nothing, just arguing, like, bro, I'm tired of it. That's one other reason why I don't want to do it. She loves arguing. And then, I don't know,
You got to the point where you moved into your new apartment?
Oh, yeah, I moved in, and I moved into the apartment, everything was good, and I talked to her and Steve. She didn't say nothing about Mercedes being sick, nothing. The next day comes, morning time. What's that? What day is that? Friday, so Sunday. Sunday, good, we're good. I'm chilling, all day, just home, smoking, And then yesterday was Monday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Monday comes, she calls me, hey, I need you to come over here, and don't mind me, she's right here, and I'm right here. Right? So,
And Jeanette?
Yeah, Jeanette, she went to go stay with Jeanette. Okay. And I'm like, what's happening? Mercedes no sick, she's not using her body. And it's probably just fatigue, she needs to eat. I want to go get her some things. supplement shakes or whatever, I'm just gonna get those. Like she can drink these and she'll be fine. So I went over there to Jeanette's. I pulled up, she said, I need you to come and mind you, I'm over here at the middle, just trying to get some food. My little girl. She said, I need you to come now. All right, so I get out of the middle line and I take off. And I go, I pull over to the next house, she's outside waiting for me. So I go inside, and then she's like, hurry, hurry, and I go. And it's Mercedes laying on the couch, and she's like having struggling breathing. But mind you, as I told your partner, she's done this before, like where she held her breath like that, and we had to make her breathe, like chest. But she was doing that on purpose. So I was like, all right, just do what we did last time, compression, a little like compression, because her eyes were rolling back. And I gave her compression, gave her some air CPR. I don't know how to do that. And I did it the first time, it's worked. So I'm doing compressions or whatever, and then she's good. Like her eyes go, like they're back here. Like okay, they go come down like ours, and she's looking around and she's talking. Like she's like she was going like that at first, and then after I gave her a little CPR or whatever, I was burping her back. She came to it, I guess. And I asked Katrina, I was like, what happened? She said, I don't know, I was feeding her, and then she asked, where's his restroom? And I just heard a thud. What do you mean? And she's like, I guess she's hitting her head. And then I tried to stand her up, and then she hit her head again. I'm like, bro, that's like common sense. I said, common fucking sense. And I told her, you need to take her to the hospital. You need to take her to the hospital. Oh, she's gonna be okay. She's gonna be okay. And honestly, she was okay. All honestly, she was. She came good, talking, everything. And then Jeanette came, maybe 10 minutes later. And then we didn't want Jeanette to see. So we just got her, took her to my apartment. By then she was good. By then she was laying there on my bed, talking to us, telling us what hurts, what doesn't hurt. We're touching her hands and like, does that hurt? We're touching her feet hurt. And we're all like, okay, we just kept touching her, whatever. And then I gave her compression again because her eyes were rolling back. And this time when I gave her compression and gave her air, a whole lot of food flew up. When I saw that happen, I threw her on her side and tried to make everything come out, you know? And I was rolling her back like that, like that, like that, and I felt it all in her, like in the middle of her spine, you could feel it all like liquidy. You go like that, and every time you go like that, it comes up. And I'm like, okay. And then she does that for a little bit, and then she's good. She goes back to breathing right, she goes back to doing good. Like, okay. And then we leave her there for a little bit, and then she starts doing the same shit. The same shit, and this time, there's nothing I can do. You know? And but take her to the hospital. And the reason I didn't take her to the hospital, I had it not the first time. You know, the first time was worse. She went unconscious, everything. Gave her CPR, thank God she came in. You know? And then this time, I'm guessing it was a food lungs because she was eating like soup, the animal cook, and but I don't know how she was eating it. That's she was just kept throwing all her food, all her food, all her food. And over here, she called her dad, and her dad was all like, bring her to the ER over here, over here. I've done that, so all the way over there, thinking I'm helping.
Have you ever
ever heard of 911? Yes. But, okay, you know how that works? And that's a serious question. Some people don't know that, you know, you can call that number for help. Why didn't y'all call 911? She was fine. She was fine. And she didn't have a phone. She had left it at Jeanette's. Right. And then she ran back to go to Jeanette's. And by then I was in the car going headed to the hospital. You know, thinking that, I don't know, I thought she was gonna go to one close by. Thinking that's better than calling 911, waiting and calling 911. You know, usually 911 takes forever. Well, I mean, it just depends. Honestly, it's quicker than from there. Yeah, I know, but honestly, kiddo, honestly, I didn't know she wanted me to go, but I thought we were going to one with these Baptists. Okay. And then I asked her if she's the mother. Mm-hmm. I know I'm driving, but I asked her, hey, what do we do here? Well, what do you want me to do? I'm freaking out. You know? And she's freaking out too, and she's like, I'm calling dad. She called her dad. Dad was like, bring her over here, bring her over here, bring her over here. But here's my dilemma. Yes. You know what the dilemma is? I'm puzzled. Okay, things I need to figure out. I've talked to people quite a bit. So she's telling me all this stuff. And now I've talked to you. Okay. Your stories aren't making sense. Okay. I think you had this one initially that y'all discussed or whatever, or this is what happened. I have a lot of unanswered questions. One big question I have is at the hospital, why don't you go in with it? She told me, I don't want my dad to see you. I don't want my dad to see you. Okay. Okay. Why? Why doesn't she want her dad to see you? I don't even ask. I don't ask. I don't know why. I guess her dad didn't know she had a dude at the time. I don't know. I do what I'm told. Just like I'm told to take her to the hospital, I take her to the hospital. Just like I'm told to give her CPR, I give her CPR. I help her. Okay. I try, at least I try. What did you think when you saw her? I saw her and I was like, yeah, she's having trouble breathing. That's what I thought. She's having trouble breathing. Yeah. And you know what I thought when I first saw her stay with them? I thought somebody, some devil has been abusing and torturing this little girl. That's what I thought. That little girl was tortured. There's two adults that had access to that little girl. You and Katrina. So there comes a point, okay, and you, man to man, when we talked, we've got to know each other a little bit here. You've been through it. You grew up in it. Okay? And we have an opportunity here now to talk to you tonight. But this is going to be our only chance to talk. I'm not stupid. Okay? There comes a time when you have to man up. Hold on. Or even more excuses here and there. I know y'all beat that little girl. I know y'all tortured that little girl. And it's sick. All right? And I need the truth. What's going to happen is they're going to do an autopsy. The doctor's going to tell me everything is wrong with it. Okay? We're going to keep talking to people. We're going to keep investigating. Okay? And we're going to hold people responsible. Because that little girl, I understand. Just like we said earlier, she didn't deserve it. I don't care how bad she was. No kid deserves it. No adult deserves what she got. Yeah. Right? I don't think there's people who have been in war prisons who have been treated the way she probably was. But that's the impression I got when I first saw her, and I've seen a lot of bad things. That's all I do, that's my job, see bad things. Okay? So I know what Katrina's telling me. And now I know what you've told me. And I'm gonna tell you right now, what Katrina's telling me makes the most sense. Lines up with everything. It even lines up with some of the things you said. Okay? So you can explain to me how this got so out of hand, so out of control. I didn't see her continues. I didn't. Jose, no, listen to me. Okay. I'm gonna tell you straight at you right now. You beat the shit out of that little girl. You tortured that little girl. Don't put your head back. Look at me in the eyes. You know what you did. I did not torture that. Yes, you did, and you need to be a man and be responsible for what you did. Okay? You want me the way you listen to me to take this man? No, I want you to tell the truth. Because there's a 5-year-old little girl dead. Yes, I understand. Beat to shit. Anybody that sees the pictures of her, the people that had to see her tonight, the nurses, the other officers, the other people that were there that had to see her, they're traumatized because of what happened to that little girl. By a grown man. No. Don't do that. Listen, we're gonna talk man to man. We're gonna talk man to man. Background before you come accuse me. I know all about it. I know all about all that shit. I know all about it. I knew you were gonna bring that up. But listen, we just talked. Let's just talk. Okay, we just talked. And I know what you've been through. I know what you because I've been through that. That makes no sense. It makes all the sense because that's like listen to. As you always, you gonna be quiet and listen to me? Just listen to me. It's not making sense. It is making sense, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, these little injuries on your hands from the rings. That's from my ring. It's too tight. Yeah. Where? Bro, I swear to God. Hold your tongue. Don't swear to God. Hold your tongue for a minute. And listen to me. Put your hands back. Look at these marks. Your rings, okay? All over there. You can't hide when you do these things. I promise they get tight and they gotta turn them and pull them off. And this is what I'm telling you. We're also bringing the brothers down here talking to them. That's fine. Okay. They said they wanted to come down here talking. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, because they know what was going on. They do. They do. Okay. So they know. So you need to tell me exactly what happened to this little girl. I'm telling exactly what I told your partner, exactly what I told you. That's exactly what happened. Her bruises, the past bruises she's had, that's something completely different. Tell me about bruises. I don't know what the bruises are from. Well, how do you know the bruises are from the past if you don't know what they're from? Because I've seen it before. They're not from this. Here's the deal, Jose. Yes, honestly. You are now, yeah, I see that. You are now somebody I see as a killer, as an animal. And you know I'm right. No, you're not right. Yeah. I swear you're not right. So you want me to get Katrina, bring her in? We can three of us talk about it? All talk. Please. All three of us? All three of us. What do you think's gonna happen with that? All three of us. Because that was not my fault. Jeanette even said that little girl was fine. Whenever she seen her before she went to work, she saw her wake up. She saw her. That little girl has been fine for a long time. If you think that you saw her this morning, wake up, and you saw her, and you thought she was fine, Jeanette, that girl is beat from head to toe. Head to toe. Slapped around. She's missing hair from somebody pulling it out. Right? Think about all the things you did. You thought you were disciplining her. You weren't. You were killing her. And now you're just demonstrating to me that you're a coward. I don't even know what to tell you. Tell me the truth. About what happened. What you about? I'm telling you what happened. She was fine. She was fine. She was fine. No, she wasn't. She was fine. She was good whenever she left my apartment. She was good. Tell me about all the times you disciplined her. I disciplined her. Tell me all the times that you disciplined her. What you did to her to discipline her. I put her in the fucking corner. I put her, smacked on her ass. What else? Don't minimize it. Tell me what you did to this girl. I put her on her fucking knees. I put her on her knees. Put her hands out like that. Okay. Okay. Put her hands out like that. And that's it. That's it. I left her alone. Put her in the corner. You cry, whoop on the butt. What else? And then the other, bro. Tell me everything you did to her. Okay. It's easy. I mean, you've done all these things. Tell me all of it. Without the pinching everything. Get it out here. Right? It's tough, man. It's frustrating. You get frustrated. The things you've been through, I get it. So explain to me all the discipline that you did to this child. Now's your chance to tell me about it. What would you do to discipline Mercedes? There's more than what you just told me. Tell me some of it. Yeah. Tell me all of it. Yeah. You would pinch her, okay? Where would you pinch her? Right here when she was sitting, right there. On the inside of her thigh? Right here, right here, right here, right here. Okay. What else would you do? That's it. The hair missing was her little sister when we were gone. We went to Austin. Her little sister would be hers. And believe it or not, the sister would pull her the sides of her hair, the top of her hair, put her foot on her and pull her fucking hair. And Katrina would let that shit happen. You saw that happen? Oh, yeah. When? Oh, when we were in Austin for her fucking birthday. I'm not gonna sit here and take all the blame like I killed that little girl because I fucking didn't. So it was a team effort? No, that's not what the fuck I'm saying, but okay. Well, I mean, you're telling me you injured her, but you're also, what you want me to believe is that Katrina injured her as well? How did I injure her? Pinching? Yeah. That's one. You did other things. Mm-hmm. What would you do when you try to shut her up? Nothing. Come on. I wouldn't do nothing. What was said that I did? You tell me. You tell me. You know everything. Dude, that's why I can't believe what you're saying. You're minimizing what you did in this. I'm not minimizing. I'm telling you. Well, it's changed, right? In this little bit of time, from the beginning of how you were disciplined, all of a sudden it changed. You tell me a little more. You tell me a little more of how you discipline her, and that's what I'm getting at. No, it's your opportunity to explain to me what happened to this little girl. Tell me what happened. I wouldn't know everything that fucking happened. I'm telling you what I did. That's what I would do. So what else? That's it. That's not it. What do you mean that's not it? What else would I do? What else would I do? You're a controlling man. Oh my goodness. Okay. The stuff that you described, the stuff that you told me happened to you when you were younger, I'm sure you did a lot of that to her. No, I didn't. Because I know what the fuck it feels like. So I did it. You did. I didn't I didn't do any of that shit to her. Yeah, maybe I put her on her knees. I didn't make her hold no fucking weight. What about the car when she had to hold the box? A box? Mm-hmm. What box? With stuff in it. Katrina made her do that, and I wasn't even in the car. What? Bro, okay.
Okay, Detective Size. I want to go back over a couple of things on that video. You mentioned in the video injuries to Jose's hands. Can you describe what you saw to the jury?
They look like scrapes and marks on his hands.
Okay, and were they on both hands or one hand?
I think they were on both. I can't remember.
Okay, where on his hands were they?
On the exposed areas, not where the rings, under the rings, they were on the fingers.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Some
So,
on knuckle area.
okay, so not like the palm or the backside of the hand on the actual fingers, is that correct?
Right.
Okay. There's also one point where Jose tells you that he would put Mercedes in timeout and have her put her hands like that. Did he demonstrate something to you at that point?
He demonstrated raising them to the side,
Okay.
keeping them lifted.
Up in the air?
Yes.
Okay. He also told you that he would pinch Mercedes on the leg, and I believe you say inner thigh, but he says no right there, and I'm assuming he points to somewhere on his leg, or what's happening there?
Yeah, I can't remember where he was pointing, but yeah, I did mention inner thigh because that's what I'd been told.
Okay. I know you said you can't remember where, but was it drastically different from what you'd been told, or was it around the same area of the leg?
Around the same area.
Okay, Jose mentions that he had just moved, is that correct?
Yes.
And what was the name of the new apartment complex?
I don't remember the name of it. It's on Park Crossing.
Okay. And then I believe, does he tell you the previous apartment that he lived in?
He did.
And what apartments are those?
It's 11530 Vance Jackson.
Okay, do you know the name of the complex?
I don't, not off the top of my head.
Okay. Would referring to your report help?
I'm not sure if I put the name of them in here. I did get I think some floor plan
Okay.
stuff that was submitted to the district attorney's office. Usually I won't put the name of the apartment complex in my report just because they seem to change quite often.
Oh. And I'm sorry, you said you got a floor plan, correct, of the apartment?
Yes.
79 and 80. Can I approach Judge?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what I've marked as States Exhibit 79 and States Exhibit 80. Do you recognize these?
Yes,
And 79 has two sides, I believe.
it does.
Okay, and the address here on the bottom of States Exhibit 79, is that the same address you just testified to?
Yes, 11530 Vance Jackson.
Okay. And then what is States Exhibit 80?
It's an actual layout of an apartment.
Okay, and is that I'm sorry, did you actually go to this apartment that Jose lived in at the Vance Jackson address?
Yes,
Okay, and is this layout the same or similar layout to the apartment that Jose Ruiz lived in?
yes, it is.
At this point, state would offer into evidence States Exhibit 79 and 80 previously tendered to defense.
No objection.
All right, States Exhibit 79 and 80 are admitted.
Okay.
And could I have parties approach, please? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you all your lunch break right now. And so I'll have you all come back. Is 2 o'clock enough time for you all, or do you need more? All right, so remember my instructions. You know, I told you I would say them every time, so you should probably have them memorized by now. You're not allowed to start deliberating internally with yourself or with each other. You're not allowed to discuss what you've heard or view anything about this case. You're not allowed to do any investigation. Everything that you need to know about this case is to come from inside the courtroom. Does everyone understand? All right, everyone, please, well.
All right for the jury.